evening.
Good evening from Salem.
I'm live in Salem, Massachusetts right now. I'm at the famous Hawthorne Hotel, the very famously haunted Hawthorne Hotel. And do I have some stories for you tonight, you guys? Ooh, I got some stories for you. Just going to tell you. But before we get going on that, yes, I'm in Salem, you guys. I have been here since the 30th of July. Been out here working, doing some stuff. I have got my group, the Salem Retreat, out here with me tonight. They all arrived in Salem on Monday. And they're out on a ghost walking tour this evening because I've done it a lot. And I'm like, I've got to do the podcast. So you go ahead and go do that. But we came out, I did some business on the front end. And Kelly, I got to tell you, so we ascended here into the Hawthorne Hotel on Sunday. Bailey and I did, because I stayed at a different hotel because I have to go up to Gloucester. And I have a couple other things that I have to go out and about and do, and some different vendoring people that I hit when I'm out here. So we get in here, we get all checked in on Sunday. We had one person from my retreat come the day early because she's a very good friend of mine. I've known her over 20 years. She is from Milwaukee. And so she flew out of Milwaukee. So it was like a different situation. And we're staying here at the Hawthorne, and we get all tucked into our room. We're having a nice evening. We're going to go get something to eat. And we use the restroom, and the lights are working for me. And Bailey goes to use it, my daughter. And she's like, Mom, where's the lights? I can't find the lights. I said, well, honey, they're outside the door. They're not inside the bathroom. They're outside. So Bailey goes, okay. So she flicks on the lights, no lights. And I'm like, well, that's odd. Nobody touched any other switch or anything. So I go over by the front door thing. Well, did one of us bump something that like a master switch or something? You rule things out. Nope, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So we decide we're going to go out to eat. So we go and have dinner. And I tell the front desk, I said, hey, I think we have a burnt out light bulb upstairs in our bathroom, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go grab a bite to eat. Could you, take care of that while we're gone? Absolutely no problem. So they came up, and when we got back, they were actually working on it and, changing out the light bulb. And this cute maintenance guy, he's like playing in that bathroom, can't figure it out. He takes the light bulb and goes to, over by where my daughter is sitting back there, there's a lamp. And so he's switching it and stuff. Works fine in the lamp. And we're like, okay, well, whatever. So I'm not thinking anything of it. So he leaves, and he's going to go downstairs and figure it out. 10 minutes later, the light starts working on its. Oh no, the chandelier here. So there's a chandelier. It's going to get bright. That chandelier.
Yeah.
It's working. So we're like, the hell. So now that's out. So we have no lights on this side, the suite, because I'm in a suite. So there's nothing in the living room side. So we're like, okay. And I think we went downstairs for something else. Maybe we went out and ran an errand the first time. And then this time we went to eat and came back. But we came back after dinner anyway. We get back up into the room, and magically the lights are working again. And we're like, okay. So I don't get too excited about it. So we're all in our jammies, tucked into bed for the night. It's like 10:30 at night. The fire alarms go off.
Of course.
And we're like, oh, come on, right? So we're like looking outside through the windows. We're not seeing anything. We open the door, and everybody is leaving. So we're like, I guess we got to go. So down the staircase, we're on the 4th floor. Down the staircase we go, all the way out of the building. All the fire trucks are coming. I have posted this on Instagram and Facebook so people could see it. They come out with their axe picks and everything. So we're like, oh shit, it's a real fire, Nothing. So we go back in, get back into the room and stuff. They shut off the alarms, and get things going and whatnot. So we have our night and we go to sleep. Next morning, Monday morning, before I go to the airport to go pick up the Salem Retreat crew, Bailey and I are sitting downstairs, and they were very kind. They're like, for your inconvenience, for everything that had happened, we're going to give you a complimentary breakfast. I'm like, oh, well, that's very swell of you. So Bailey and I are sitting downstairs at the restaurant here in the Hawthorne, and we're eating. And the fire alarms go off again. This is at like 20 after 8 in the morning. And we're like, are you kidding me? So we go back outside. We're doing our thing. they shut off the alarms again. People come back in, there's no fire. So they had the alarm crew here. Like they're going through all of it, making sure it's not an electrical issue, that kind of stuff. Cause who knows, right?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. Nobody can find anything wrong. Last week, they celebrated their 100th anniversary here at the Hawthorne. So we're out and about. We're doing our thing. This is last evening now. So I had the alarms hit Sunday night, Monday morning. So this is Monday evening. We're out to eat at one of the famous restaurants here, which is called the Shanty. I call it the Shanty. It's the Lobster Shanty. It's my favorite restaurant here in town. And we're sitting and we're talking, and we're just talking about what had happened with the people who came out from the Twin Cities to do the Salem retreat. And this server comes up and goes, "What happened over at the Hawthorne?" So we tell her, and she goes, "Oh," she goes, "we called her Judy from the Hawthorne because she worked at the Hawthorne and she used to be a server here. She passed away yesterday." What? So she had passed away on Sunday. And so she's like, "I'm wondering if," because she loved to be there. She goes, "I wonder if there's some kind of correlation." So we thought that was intriguing because we're like, oh, okay. So as we're all tucked in, everybody's doing their thing. Monday night, I have 6. So there's a total of 9 of us out here. 6 people have their own room. And then my daughter and I are in a room. And then I have one other person who's a dear friend of mine staying with me. And so we're doing our thing, having our evening and whatnot. And this morning we get up, we're doing our thing, and we're talking about who had what experiences. And my people who have come out have had quite a few experiences. One is having whistling in her ear, and it happened not only here, but it happened somewhere down at I think it was at the Witch Museum. So it's just interesting how the things are all correlated. The energy out here this time, it's a little different this time. No,
Define different.
I'm going to say heavier.
Okay.
Not as light. Like I come out here and it's like, "Oh, I'm home. Oh, it's it's my thing. It's my people, and I love it, but it's a little heavier."
You did just come back from Hawaii though, where you probably were in such extreme.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Okay. I was just trying to be normal.
It has a lot to do with something personal for me.
Okay.
But and I'll get into that in a minute, and so people can know. But at the end of the day, it's a little heavier, and it's not just me feeling it. Other people are noticing it. It's like the air is thicker. It's a little denser. It's charged a little bit different. And I don't want to say it's a lower vibration because it's not a lower vibration. It's different. Now, for me, my interpretation of it was I had something very tragic happen to me 3 weeks ago. My adoptive son passed away unexpectedly on the 12th of July. So I'm carrying a lot of, sorrow, a lot of pain. So I'm thinking this is a me thing. My daughter is sensing it. So, okay, that makes sense. But my crew that came from, I had people from Milwaukee, I have people from upper Wisconsin, I have people from Minnesota coming here. They're sensing it. Then I get here and I'm talking to some of my friends who live here. So like Deb, I was hanging out with my friend Deb today. She's another Cabot sister. And she was saying how the energy's been really funky for the past like week and a half. And I'm like, interesting. Kind of during that retrograde time. It's like there's something astrologically going on. And it's just a little different. Talking to some of the shop owners, some of my dear friends out here, they notice too. It's just, there's something like it's almost like you're waiting for something to happen. It's like you're on this anticipation, something's coming, but you don't know what. So I'm like,
could it be Lionsgate, or do you think it's a little bit of?
It could be because we're right up on the cusp of it, because that is on August 8th. So the Lionsgate is coming out. It's a huge portal that's going to be happening, huge for manifestation. So it could be everything kind of setting into place so that you can do that. The Schumann resonance has been, kind of off the scales here and there. And I don't know if it is right now, but look at all the earthquakes that are going on right now, the volcanoes. It's just like, it's energetic throughout the world. It's not just here. It's like everywhere. And I just found it fascinating to see how it feels here when all of this stuff is going on. So that's where I was coming from. I thought it was really, really interesting. But no, busy. It's really busy out here, you guys. Salem is a fantastic place to be coming
So
to.
tell us about Salem. Like, okay, so what called you out to Salem this time of year?
So for me this time of year, I actually came out for business on the front half.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I did. Got here on the 30th. And so I had to do some working with my vendors and different shop owners and stuff like that that I deal with out here. Um, And on the 2nd of August, we had Lugasa, or another name people use is Lammas. It's called the first harvest. So we're at that time of the year. If you think about it at home in the Midwest, we're haying, we're baling the hay, we're baling the straw, we're picking the oats, we're doing the harvest, the very first harvest of the season, which are your grains. So think breads and that kind of stuff, right? And some fruits, a little bit of apples, because you got a little bit of apples just starting to peak, a little bit, your cucumbers are starting to peak, that kind of thing. But it's not the big harvest. It's just the beginning stages of it. So Lammas is a Celtic fire festival for the harvest. And so I came out to be with my cabins to do ritual. So last Saturday I was here doing ritual, hanging out with my brethren, and just basking in it and basking in my family out here, which was very healing for me. And we enjoyed that and had a nice time. So that's why I did that. And then I wanted to bring my Salem retreat. I decided to do it a little bit different time. Last year when we came out here, we came for Maybon, which is the second harvest. It's in September. And we did an awful lot. They got to see an awful lot. The price points were different for the hotels. The month of October is very hard to come here as far as expenses go. It's extremely expensive to stay in a hotel the closer you get to Halloween. Hence why people are starting to pull back a little bit. We're seeing more of a flux where people are coming in September. It's getting to the point that September is just as bad as October. So I thought, I want people to be able to get in, not worry about lines. I want them to get the good food. I want them to have all the experiences. So we actually came at the beginning of August, and it's been very, very good. It's busy out here. You've got great merchandise. You're going to get the merchandise now, because if you come out in October, stuff sells out. So if you're not here by the end of September, you may not get what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a specific crystal ball, or you're looking specific, I don't know, cauldron or apparel, anything like that, you may not get it when you come out in October. And what I love is, like, I promote a lot of the businesses out here. So for those of you guys who do know me real well, when you come to my store in Stillwater, I talk about Salem quite a bit. This is why, if you look at the Edge magazine, this new one that's coming out, Kelly is going to show us Witchy.
Yeah, but now let me go to like the really important part. I mean, the cover is great, but that's like nothing compared to the magic that we have creating this time. This is gorgeous.
And it's like,
and of course we have like new paper, so it's like sticking to my fingers, because we're gonna have to do this like old school. Okay, look at this. 2 pages.
So I talk about some different things, but her lovely husband Steve created this for me, and it says explore the Salem of the Midwest, because so many people come into my store that have been to Salem and go, oh my God, it's like Salem. And I'm like, well, there's a reason for that. I wanted to bring Salem home with me, and that's what I did.
I think you do a great job. I love your new clothing line, like that. And you even think about girls that just might not be a size 2, which is just like, oh, hello, thank you, ladies.
We go all the way up to 4X, because I tell you what, the gods and the goddesses created women to have all sorts of beautiful bodies, and there's not a perfect size. Everybody is beautiful, and I want everybody to feel beautiful. So I create that. But yeah, no, I brought a lot of that stuff out here, like the ambiance portion is what I'm getting at. I have my own, quirk to everything too, because of course, being an RN, being a witch, it's a different feel. You get a good plethora of knowledge from our store. What is really kind of cool is I had, during the last few weeks, as you guys know, with everything going on with my family, I took a step back. My staff, staff, I'm going to put the shout out to my staff, Jay Ryan, Lynn Morgan, Crystal Dawn, Tamara, I can't remember, Shalik, I think. Sorry,
Of course,
I'm
of course,
sorry.
right when you're trying to give them call outs,
Right.
you
I
can't
can't
remember. Oh, it
think.
happens to me all the time, Jody. It's all good.
But even my old reader, Tara, Lisa, I'm not going to forget anybody. Sage, who am I forgetting?
Pretend you're on the Oscars and say, and anybody that I've forgotten, I acknowledge you.
Yeah, and anybody who I've forgotten, I acknowledge you. But Hannah, if you remember Hannah from back when I first started, Hannah was up at the front, and Sarah, because Sarah came and helped out. Hannah came back and she did a couple days working the cashier for us because, it was a day that Jay Ryan was reading and I needed to have backup. But I have all these people, they just were like, take the time off. I actually took 2 full weeks off work. So did Justin. So did my daughter. We just laid low and the staff ran everything. It was fantastic. They handled the phone calls. If I had pre-booked appointments, Mr. Ryan took care of rescheduling them and taking care of people for me on my behalf. He handled like sale issues. I mean, everything. Lynn handled sales issues.
Isn't it great?
Great.
When
it was really great.
I just did a documentary on entrepreneurship. So you're just reminding me and smiling is to having a team that knows what they need to do.
Mhm.
They're willing to do it. They rally for you. They say, how can we show up and how can we, like that is gold. And for all entrepreneurs out there who are as entrenched in their business as you are, to be able to have the team just say, we got you
it was
amazing. Beautiful.
It was amazing. But Hannah came in and she plays on TikTok. And so she did this little, come with me to the witchery. And she walked through and she showed different merchandise and stuff. I am not a guru. I'm trying to do my cute little like walking in Salem and showing things to people on my videos. And I get a couple of hits on it. Hannah goes out there and she does this, come with me to the witchery. And she walked through and talked about it, but she did such a beautiful job for me. She stated in there, like, it truly is everything you want. When I was working here, I almost felt like I was getting a personalized apprenticeship with Witch Jodi. She's very knowledgeable. She knows everything that, you'd want to know, and look at all these beautiful pieces. She hand picks things and you see that. So when you go through my feeds and look at it, you will actually see me in my warehouse out here in Gloucester and actually picking out merchants. I feel it. I want to know their energy because some stones don't, and Kelly, because you work with stones, some stones don't resonate and I have to put it down. As beautiful as it is, it almost, I'm going to say it feels like a dead crystal and I won't take it. I have to have that vibration. So I worked very due diligent with that. And so she was doing all that and she's kind of going through and talking about the shop and what we do there and this, that, and another. And if you need spell work, contact us. You need healing, contact us, yada, yada, yada. She has over 22,000 hits. 22,000 hits for my
Get it on your
sticker. It is out on my Midwest Witchery and Healing page on Facebook and on Instagram.
Oh, get it on your website.
I will. I got to figure out how to do it, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But long and the short of that, it really was impressive because she only has like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 followers, or she had like 2,000 followers, and it pushed her over the 3,000 mark by doing that one. Because she's younger. I'm 57. This gal is like in her 20s.
Find the hashtags that she used and reuse them over and over and over, because get in front of those audiences.
That's a really good idea.
And ask her what she did. Like, this is what shared.
And she goes, I have no idea. She really didn't, it's just a different thing. It's just, I think it's the age group too. It's a different age group. So people aren't going to watch this little old lady over here. They're going to watch the young girls. So I think that made a difference. But I told her, I said, yeah, you need to come back and do more of them. We were busy and it happened when I was gone. And so Jay Ryan's like, oh my God, him and Lynn were like back to back to back bookings the whole weekend. We did wonderful, it was great. But then that made me have to work because they can't do certain ordering. So we sold out of a lot of stuff. So that Monday I'm like, oh crap. And I was like working like a crazy woman. But that's okay. I am not complaining.
I was about to say you're allowed to be in gratitude here, but I totally get it. Like I totally get it. Like I totally I get it. And it's a great, here's what's, I mean, this is the time of year to visit Stillwater, you guys. Like, like, oh my gosh. Did I tell you that I had a reading from that psychic that is the little teeny?
Yes, I know. Yep, I know her place. Yes.
Oh my gosh. She was good.
Yeah, she's very good. Joanne is fantastic.
Like she had like, we were in like a little closet
Mm-hmm.
and I like walked by her and she's like, hello. And I was just like, I'm going to sit down. This is going to be fun. I love that kind of stuff.
She's really good.
Really good.
I had a reading from her, you guys. Oh my God. 25, 30 years ago. She's really, really good at what she does. I have nothing bad to say about her. She's Italian. She's Sicilian. She's from Sicily. So
well, it's fun when
the gypsy mark in there. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's fun when you can go back and forth. And she's just like, you know, you are a healer. And you know what? You should do psychic medium things. And I just start giggling and she's like, so you should own your own business. And I just start like giggling. And she's like,
you already do.
Yeah, like she's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I own a metaphysical magazine and I'm a psychic medium and I do Reiki and energy work. And she's like, good for you. Like she just was like, hey.
Very good. She's very good. And she's older and she's a lovely, lovely lady. I have nothing, of course, you know me, I have nothing nasty to say about anybody.
I thought it was great. It was kind of like a little like, okay, but it was really good for her. It was fun. I was just like, I love jumping into those kind of things though. Right.
No, here in Salem, you guys, there's psychic mediums. Of course, you've got reading, you can get tarot reading, you can get you name it. You can get tea leaf readings, psychic readings, tarot readings, oracle readings, pretty much anything you want readings done, palmistry, you name it, it can be done. Okay.
Is there anything out in Salem this trip that you've observed that you'd like to bring to the shop? Whether it is a product, whether it is a service, whether it's a class, whether it's something like that. I'm teeing you up for something. You know I am, aren't you?
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Look at this. I'm going to show you something first. So Lynn found this for me. It is a book. I don't know if you can see it here.
Oh, wow.
You color it.
Oh, you need those in your store.
So here's your tarot deck, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to color your tarot deck.
And then you punch them out?
Pages, yeah, they punch out. And then you can have your own tarot. So she found that. So I'm getting that in.
That's not by Llewellyn, is it?
No, it is not. It is not.
You send me who the publisher is on that, because
I would love to review that
for the magazine.
I don't know. I had never heard of the company, so I think it's out here probably in New York or something like that. It wasn't Penguin or any of the ones that I have dealt with, so it's somebody brand new to me. So that's something. We're going to do a little facelift. I've been working, as you guys know, I kind of do things as I can. My daughter Bailey, who is very lovely, comes down and helps me when she can. So we've got corbels in our shop. And she's painting them. So I'm trying to bring more in the new area where it's very stark and white. Oh, I'm getting warm. Sorry. Got to strip.
Pull it out. Burn some shit off. Let's do it.
We are going to be bringing in a little bit more. I'm going to darken it. And so it's going to have a little bit of a transformation as much as I can do. I do it in increments because some of the painting we can do, some of it I have to hire my painter, Nick, to do stuff because I'm not doing scaffolding. Now, if any of you guys out there that are listening to me knows where I can get like a black wrought iron chandelier where it has like the candlestick look, or a black type of chandelier, I'm looking for a bigger chandelier to put in that big room in the center. So if y'all know where I can get something like that, that's something I'd like to do. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show this piece because I bought this for me.
Oh, good.
I don't know if you can see it. So it is very beautiful. It's sterling silver.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And that's really cool.
I'm going to do the best I can. It's got an anhydro in it. And if you turn it and move it, you will see the bubble inside the crystal move. They're not real easy to find. They're a little bit more rare. But Sandra, I had done this live here an hour or so ago. So Sandra is one of my wholesalers. She's somebody I work with to do wholesale. So she's going to get some specific new pieces in. So I'm going to get some new jewelry like this ring here, if you can see it. So you got an amethyst, and do you see how it has like green around the edges? Mm-hmm. A little bit. That's Ethiopian opal. And then it's filigreed. So it's very Edwardian type jewelry. So I'm trying to get that turn of the century pull look in there, doing different things with that. My herbal wall, of course, is complete, as you all know, but I'm just trying to change different, like just this, not the aesthetic, but just I'm trying to darken it a little bit. Again, I want it to be a very Victorian Gothic turn of the century spiritualist type look in there. That's how I've always envisioned it. And I've been doing it slowly and as I can. And I'm at that point now where I'm really at that point where I'm pushing and moving more. We are going to start offering tea leaf readings at the store. We've always had them, but we've never really pushed it. We're going to start doing that more. I actually learned how to do tea leaf readings through Sandra quite a few years ago. And so we're going to do that. We might be teaching class on that. I got to let you guys know, it is coming up on the 16th. Jay Ryan has been helping me publicize and put stuff out on the website and whatnot. I'm teaching an advanced witchcraft class. So if you're a practitioner and you know your stuff, that's great. You want an advancement and get some really hardcore knowledge, how to really twist it and amp it up more, this is a class you're going to want to take. Okay. I am taking the stuff that I have been doing, not just newer witchcraft, like simple stuff. I'm taking it up and elevating it a few levels. I'm going to teach you how to do justice work. I'm going to teach you way more beyond protection. I'm going to teach you how to guard. I'm going to teach you how to be almost like a warrior. I'm going to teach you some seriously in-depth, deep magic. Even doing long distance type magic. It's almost like, think of like long distance healing, almost like Reiki work. I'm going to be incorporating some different things with that. So it's going to be more intense. This is not something for, I'm just learning and I just barely learned how to cast my circle. No, this is something for people who have been practicing for a while and they've got a little bit under their belt. They understand how to do protection. They understand the different elements and how to work with them a little bit with astrology. I'm going more in depth. This is for somebody who has been practicing for a while. So that's something new. I'm going to bring back my shadow work classes because we're hitting the fall. The broom making classes will be starting in September. We will not do it in August. I will do them in September and one in October because they sell out. And so if I can pop into in October, I'll try. But right now I'm planning on just one each month. I'll probably bring back my mediumship class here in September. It's a good fit because or maybe the very beginning of October because we're coming into the season. So we've got some really good classes coming. And I'm going to teach you a scrying class. Now, if you do not know what scrying classes are, I'm going to borrow this. This is a great thing. I'm going to teach you how to work with a black mirror. I'm going to teach you how to read the crystal ball. I'm going to teach you that divination specialty that is a little bit different than what you've done before in the past. I really would like to bring in tarot teaching. I need to work with my tarot readers on this. Everybody teaches a little bit different, but I really want to bring them in. So many people come in, they want to learn how to read tarot. I play with it and I mess with it, but I wouldn't know how to teach it. I have to have my professionals. Again, my practitioners, they know their stuff inside and out. You have to know your stuff inside and out to work at our location because my name means a lot to people and they want to know that they can come and get, genuine, good, authentic readings and not have a cold reading. My practitioners know their stuff. And they've been practicing for a long time. Lynn, for one, she has been a practitioner. She's been reading tarot for 33 years. Jay Ryan's been reading for over 20 years. Crystal's been reading for quite a few years. Tamara's been, what did she started reading, I think when she was like around 20. Julia, another one of my practitioners, and she's also the astrologist. She's been doing it well over 20 years. So these aren't people who just started. I mean, I have younger practitioners,
right?
They're good, but they are an audition proxy to make sure they get there.
That's awesome. Like that's amazing. Okay, so because you're in Salem right now, so let's bring it back to Salem.
I'm going to talk about Salem.
Okay, rock on, go with it.
Oh, no, ask me questions, you guys. That's what I meant.
Oh no, that's why I'm like, because I feel the excitement that you're in Salem. So like, let's like, because like
So
you guys just straight up, Witch Jodi has such a great lineup.
you wanna
Her
you wanna see
products are
something
amazing.
cool?
Her services are amazing. Everything's amazing. I'm not trying to cut you off. I just know that
You wanna see something cool?
we have a lot of people on that I'm thinking wanting to get some Salem vibes.
Watch this. You wanna see something cool? This is out my window. Hang
I
on.
mean, you're in a haunted hotel.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the
No,
red?
I can see the red. What's that?
See the red way over?
Uh-huh.
That is the Salem Witch Museum.
Oh,
That's out
sweet.
the window.
That's very
Don't
close
go
by.
It's very beautiful, but don't go there. It's hokey. So I if you want to know about Salem, here's what I'm going to tell you. There you are. I thought I lost you. Spellbound is got tours, and that's where my group is tonight. Phenomenal tourists. They talk about all the haunted locations. A lot of people don't know this, but the Boston Strangler was actually here in Salem. So they have a little thing about that. They talk about different places. So, where Turner Seafood Restaurant is, if you've ever watched any of the ghosty shows, all the famous ones on the Travel Channel, they have done workings there because it is very famously haunted. Rebecca Nurse, or it was Rebecca, no, not Rebecca Nurse. It was Bishop, Sarah Bishop. That was her plantation there. She had an apple orchard there. They also in that building on the second level, on the upper level, if you guys remember the whole bell, like the telephone. That's where the very first long distance phone call took place, and it was between here and Boston. It was long distance back in those days. So there's a lot of really cool history. And I love that about this place. The Hawthorne. How many of you guys in English Lit? House of Seven Gables. That's right here in Salem. My crew is going on a tour for it tomorrow. Nathaniel Hawthorne, the hotel is what I'm staying in. It was named after him. It was his namesake. This hotel was not built until what was it? Today it's 2025. So 1925, because they just had their 100th anniversary here. You've got history from literature, with the Hawthorns. You've got Revere is a town just outside of here. Paul Revere. He was the one that, the British are coming, the British are coming. That is named after him. That's like 10 miles from here, 5 miles from here. It's not very far. You've got, this is the birthplace of the Coast Guard is here in Salem. So a lot of big history here. The witchy museum stuff, yes, the witchy stuff is very prevalent here because of the witch trials. We went through the witch house today. That is the house of the hanging judge, Jonathan Corwin, and he is the hanging judge. He was born in that house as his mom and dad. So my group that came through, there's a couple of them that are sensitive, and on the lower level, they just felt sorrow and anger, and they were just like, they didn't even know what to do with themselves. They were in there. The other one of my other ones went upstairs to the second level where the bedrooms are, and she was like almost falling. She couldn't get her orientation right. And I had to guide her to sit her down on a bench, and she just started crying. And I'm like, talk to me, what's going on? She goes, I have overwhelming sadness. I don't know how to handle this. And I'm like, listen, just listen, because I can hear what Elizabeth is saying. And I'm like, just take a minute, breathe, and listen. And she's like, I just feel intruded upon. It's because you're standing in her bedroom. This woman gave birth to 10 children. 2 of them made it to adulthood. They all perished. They all passed away, either stillbirth or in very few days of infancy or within 2 years, very young. And she just feels intruded upon. She knows my energy because I've been coming here for so many years, and I go in with the utmost respect with these spirits, because they had lives. They were real people, and you got to think about that, because these people are thinking, "Why are you doing this? Why do you keep coming back here?" It's a lot for them. The lower level of that house was where women were brought in, and they were, you know, the horrors that they went through. stripping them in front of all men, looking for moles, because my God, that meant that was a witch's mark and you were, bound by the devil. And they did all their interrogations in that house. It is the real house from the 1600s, and that energy sits in those walls. The energy here is, like I said, it's heavy. We're coming into a transition time of the fall. So you do start seeing, you hear about, people talking about the fall, that the veil is thinning. It is thinning. So you see stuff like that. The shops here are fabulous. I mean, you can go anywhere from gothic for clothing to new age, new edge kind of stuff. A lot of antique stores here, which you can see things throughout the year, from maritime all the way up, like with maritime type stuff, to Victorian porcelain, like from China and all that kind of stuff. It's just neat. The Penn Museum, the Peabody Essex Museum, is the very first big museum in America, and it is still here, housed in downtown on Essex Street. Phenomenal stuff in there. A lot of history stuff. Ouija boards. Listen, I'm going to bring in Ouija boards. That might be a controversial thing for people. If you know how to practice with them, to use it as a divination tool, it's no different than using a pendulum, using a crystal ball, using tarot decks, using oracle decks. It's how you practice with them. Okay. With that being said, the game was a Parker Brothers game. Parker Brothers had their actual toy factory here in Salem years ago. People don't realize that.
Huh.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really cool correlations that come back here to the city. Um, the very first Covenant Church, okay, was actually in America, was here in Salem. Now, the building itself is not the same. The building that they have here, it's a stone building, and it was re-erected. It's actually re-erected in 1979. The original one was wood, obviously, and at some point in time, it burnt down and then rebuilt, burnt down or rebuilt, that kind of thing. So it's kind of gone away on the dodo. So they rebuilt it, and it's cool. If you ever get a chance to go in there, back in the old days, if you were a wealthy family, you purchased a pew. So I think if any of you had gone to church, you had a pew, and when you go to church, you sit down in a pew. They bought the pews, and then they were like a box. Okay, they were an actual square rectangle box with a door on it for your family to sit in, and it was actually owned property. It was property, which is kind of fascinating.
So it was almost like you got your own private box for church.
Yeah, it was like going to US Bank Stadium and having your own private.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, huh.
Isn't that interesting? Hocus Pocus. You guys love Hocus Pocus? Yes, there's filming sites here. So right here in town, right behind the Hawthorne Hotel, in fact, right past the wall right behind me. So it's that way. The school, the high school from Hocus Pocus, the old building, the Bailey, what was it? Something Bailey School. I can't remember. I just remember the name Bailey was in it. But that school is right behind the building here, right on the other side of the parking lot of the Hawthorne. You've got Allison's house, which is here in town. Yes, Danny and Max, their house is here in Salem. I actually know where the location is. I will not disclose that. I mean, people can look it up. It's a private residence, and it's so disrupting. So I will tell anybody who is coming out here a couple of things. If you're going to go take pictures of it, please go. You're right on the waterfront. Please go away from the house. This is a private residence. It's an elderly couple that live there. They don't want to be bothered. I mean, how would you feel if you got up and you went into the kitchen and you're just in your jammies, and maybe it's kind of see-through-y or something because it's old, and somebody is standing on your front porch just taking Polaroids? I mean, be respectful. When you come out here, please be respectful. Yes, it's fun for us, but this is where people live. Just please be respectful. That's all I've got to say on that.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Salem Commons, which is right out here by that window where you can look up online, the Witch Museum. And I'm not giving any disrespect to it. A lot of people enjoy it. What I will tell you is go to the gift shop. It's fabulous. The building itself is fabulous. Inside, when you pay to go inside, it's got awful wax figures, just wax figures. That's all it is. And then you walk into a room and it looks like, because it's probably an old church from some time ago. But you sit down like you're sitting down and up where your pulpit and everything was. They basically put on the Crucible play.
Oh,
I can't tell you how many people come out going, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. But I feel like a mini local. I'll call myself a mini local. I'm out here quite a few times a year. I stay with friends out here. Yes, I stay at hotels out here and whatnot. The people that are out here with my group can contest to or attest to the fact that I can drive around like nobody's business. I've become a Bostonian. Get out of here. You're in my way. I mean, I've gotten really there's no Minnesota nice and driving in Boston area. I'm going to tell you, it's crazy out here. But you come out here and you do your thing. And with that being said, I just know the places to go and whatnot. And I want people to have a really good feel. I want you to enjoy the shops. The shops are amazing. Everybody's super sweet. If you want to get a reading here, if you're in Salem, go to Pentagram. Leanne owns it. I'm telling you, they've got the best readers there, and different people you can go to different places. And I'm not saying not to go to any of the other ones, but the readers at Pentagram are really, really good. In fact, my practitioners have gotten readings here at Pentagram. And Lynn, was it good?
Heck yes, it was.
I don't know if you can hear her, but she says, heck yes, it was.
absolutely. So give us a little glimpse of what a retreat in Salem with Witch Jodi is before we wrap up and end our
Sure.
show.
So when you do this, I will post it. I usually post it in the spring, and we're going to do it in the summer. What I have learned, this is my second year doing this, and I've taken countless other people out here, just like friends, going and doing stuff. What happens is when you go to any kind of place, I don't care if you go to Hawaii, I don't care if you go to New Orleans, wherever you go. If you go and you're doing tours, you hear the same spiel over and over again from people, right? When you come with me, you're going to pay a fee for it. You are getting your airfare, your hotel. I make sure you're staying at a really good place, like the Haunted Hawthorne Hotel. I'm just saying, people are loving it. You get those two things, depending on the size of the group. This year, I was able to drive them back and forth to the airport. If we get too many, we can't. I got a minivan. I thought it was going to hold a total of 8 of us. It's holding 7 of us. So I got to send 2 people by Uber, which is going to be my daughter and, of course, either my really good friend Sue or Lynn, because they're with me. They'll go by Uber back to the airport. So that's included. So that's less for you to have to worry about. But then you're going to like the witch's house. You're going to get to go. We went to the Ouija board museum. We have a Ouija board museum here. You get to go on a haunted tour. So a walking haunted tour. You get to do specialty shopping. So today they all got to go. Sandra, the one that you saw me on the live on Facebook earlier with you guys, from the Gallows Hill Witchery Sanctuary. It's her shop. You got private shopping. She only does online. She does not allow anybody into her shop. You get private shopping in her shop. And I tell people, and people who've gone in there have realized how good of a deal this is, because you're getting things at a little bit over cost. It's cheaper than what I can sell them to you. So I bring her business, so she is passing it on to you, which is a very special thing. You're not going to get that from anybody else. I know a lot of the different people for the different shops here, so you're getting specialty one-on-one deals, and you get to do stuff with that. I have a very good history. I walk around and I can teach people about the history of the city, and you get that one-on-one with me. Not only that, you get to do the trolley tour, and you're going to go to the House of Seven Gables. For those of you listening, everybody knows who Princess Diana was. Her family, the Spencer family, originated this store, Ye Old Pepper Candy Factory. Or candy shop. It is the oldest candy store in America. And it was her family. They sold it from the Spencer family. I think it was in the early 1900s, or maybe around World War II. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, but they've got, it's called giblets, and inside it, it's this candy, and it's like the old hard candies from when we were kids, our grandparents would have had. This candy is well over 200 years old. You're not going to eat it. It's just on display, but it's really cool to see. You get to meet some witches. You get to meet real witches. You get to meet some of my Cabot brethren, because I pal around. I call people up, get Brian over here, get Deb over here, get Myrna over here, get whoever. You get to meet some of the Cabot people. Last year, you get to go to an actual Cabot, ritual. This year, it wasn't. It was just the timing of it. So everybody came in, like I said, on Monday, and we're heading home on Thursday. So they didn't get to do that this time. But you get your own room when you do this. It is really well worth it. The people who are coming out, I check in with you. You get one-on-one private time with me. You don't get that at the store. When you come to see me at my store, I try to do as much as I can with you, but I'm going to get pulled. This is one-on-one. I'm walking with you. I'm shopping with you. I'm telling you everything there is about it. They went through and they did historical tours, and I told them more than what the historical people who work here told them, because people were missing out. And I'm like, could you talk about the chimneys? So I'll give you a quick spiel about the chimneys. Everybody knows what a chimney looks like on a house. These houses out here, a lot of these houses are built in the 1600s, some of them in the early 1700s. There's a placard on each building and it'll say, Sammy Joe lived here, and they were a shoemaker. The house was erected in this year. So it tells you about it. There's chimneys, so you can have some white chimneys with a black ring on the top, or you can have the normal stone chimneys. If you had a normal stone chimney, you were a rebel, because you were for the revolution. You had the white chimney with the black top, you were considered a loyalist. And a loyalist was, you were loyal to the crown of England. Hence why you had the black top on it. Think about the crown. Okay. So that's how you could identify what party you were with. So they forgot to talk about that on the trolley tour. So they were like, if anybody has questions, I raised my hand, because I am that person on the trolley tour. And I'll say, can you tell them about the chimneys? Like, oh, that's a great one. And they'll go into it, because, different tour people will have different stories over the years. But yeah, I really work hard to give you this really authentic thing. I take you to great restaurants. You get to meet people and the staff, and people recognize me because I'm coming back. This year, because I've had a quick turnaround, I didn't have it quite so much. But last year when I was out here, I was sitting at a place called Couch Dog. It was a brewery, and I was sitting out, just people watching out on the street. And my group was inside grabbing beverages. And they have like seltzers and waters and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there minding my own business. And this lady walks by, she stops, she comes back. She goes, I'm sorry to bother you, but are you by chance Witch Jodi? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking she's from Minnesota, right? And she just recognized me. She's, oh my God, can I please have a selfie with you? So, I indulge. She goes, can I go get my girlfriends? They're just down there. She had a Southern accent. They were from Missouri, Kelly. I have no idea how they followed me or how they found me, but they did through social media. So it's interesting to me to see how people recognize me around the way. I don't see myself that way. I'm just me, but I want you to have the true authentic experience. I take you to the cool haunted things. I tell you the stories that people don't tell you about, because I have a lot of insight here. I know.
So how many times a year are you going? Twice?
When I come out here personally, I'm out here 3 times.
No, I'm sorry, retreats. I'm still on retreats. One time a year. Okay, everybody. So one time a year. One time a year. Do all of that with Witch Jodi. It just sounds like an amazing.
And I make sure that you get the best of the best.
That's
there's some really amazing things here. So does anyone, before we get off, does anybody have any cool questions that you want to know about Salem before we get off? And if not, that's okay.
We had a whole bunch of people on, and they've all started to say good night. So it might be our time to say good night.
That's okay. I'm ready when you are. This girl is tired because it's 9:00 our time.
It's all good.
I've been up a lot the last few nights.
Sounds like it.
It was busy. The ghosts are doing their thing. And my crew is going to be coming back from their tour here in a little bit, and I have to go meet up with them. So and make sure everybody is set up for the night and whatnot. But yeah, I give everybody really good personal experiences. So watch for it. You can reach out to me, email me, you guys, at Midwest Witchery here, or no, it's just midwestwitchery@gmail.com. Stop in at Midwest Witchery and Healing and in Stillwater. Come and see us. I fly home on Thursday. I will be in the store this weekend, so I will be there Saturday and Sunday. Sunday morning, we have Cackle and Cauldron. I think it's at 10. I think it's at 10 o'clock. It's a free event. Come on in, bring your coffee, bring your tea, come visit us, ask questions. We have an open forum. We're a safe haven, but we're here for you. Okay.
And check her out as the cover story of the latest Edge magazine and live from Salem. It is Witch Jodi.
Love to you all.
Have fun.
Let's
just ask the ghosts for a calm night.
At least for my room.
Yeah,
I hope that they bother every single one of my people who came out here with me because they want an experience.
Because they want it. So yeah, just
three of them have already had them. So I'm like, bring it for them, but let me sleep.
Okay, so we're gonna let Jodi sleep. Elevate your consciousness with each issue of the Edge magazine delivered straight to your doorstep. Immerse yourself in a community of curious teachers and seekers dedicated to the collective growth and understanding. Each glossy edition is a portal to expand awareness, featuring the latest in metaphysical and holistic products, services, events, and books. Let our engaging articles and comprehensive practitioner directory guide you on your journey towards higher consciousness. With every issue, raise your vibration and deepen your connection to the universe, one enlightening read at a time. Subscribe today at edgemagazine.net/subscribe and embark on a transformative exploration here, there, and everywhere.